పహల్గామ్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ తర్వాత దేశం తీవ్ర నిరాశకు గురైందనే చెప్పాలి. అయితే మన సైడ్ నుంచి ఇండియాలో ఏమైనా ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఏమైనా ఫెయిల్ అయిందా? ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా చాలా రేజ్ అవుతూనే ఉన్నాయి. సో ఈరోజు నాతో పాటు మాట్లాడడానికి ఫారెన్ పాలసీ ఎక్స్పర్ట్, ఆథర్ అండ్ రైటర్ చంద్రహాస్ గారు ఉన్నారు. సార్తో చాలా విషయాలు మాట్లాడదాం. హలో సార్.
హలో, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే సార్, యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్, వాస్ దేర్ ఎనీ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఫెయిల్యూర్? ఏమైనా జరిగిందంటారా?
So we have to look at the fact that the line of control is 770 kilometers long. The entire terrain has got mountains, valleys, rivers. It is not possible humanly to completely wall it off. On top of that, the Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Hizbul Mujahideen, they dig tunnels underneath the fence. The tunnels start 100 meters inside Pakistan and then they go and end 100 meters inside India. Not even the United States or Russia or China can have the capability to continuously monitor the entire line of control. Also, during the winters, there is such heavy snowfall that the fence is broken down. And before we can react and repair the fence, the Pakistani terrorists infiltrate. Once they infiltrate, there are massive jungles surrounding the Kashmir Valley. So Kashmir Valley itself is a very small vale. It is surrounded by mountains and dense jungles. So it is very difficult to stop this once they have crossed the border. Now public righteously has anger. But what they don't realize is that out of 100 times Pakistan tries to cross, we stop it 99 times. Who does this? 99 out of 100 times, who are these shadow men? The hidden shadowy war which is happening even today. Because why will Pakistan not attack for the last 5 years? This is a very big question. When I was there in Kashmir, my dad was an ex-army man. I have traveled, I have talked to many army soldiers, and I have been writing on this for many years. This will not be confirmed or denied by the government, but you would have heard the Guardian newspaper has written on the unknown men. The foreign intelligence of India, their research and analysis wing, their job is to cultivate deep assets within Pakistan. Imagine a small child with his father crosses the border many years ago. He joins the Pakistani school under a Pakistani citizenship. He rises up, he joins the Pakistani army, and he's a colonel in the Pakistani army, but he is an Indian. That is the level of intelligence what the RAW has done. Ravindra Kaushik is a known name. He was known as Tiger. The movies were also based on him. He was only one spy who was caught by the Pakistani intelligence. But we might have, nobody will confirm or deny this, we might have many such people inside Pakistan. Whenever the Pakistani terrorists are planning to infiltrate the border, these people give a call. Whom do they call? There is a unit, an elite special forces unit stationed in Kashmir. I cannot take their name. But their soldiers are elite. The sort of things you see in movies, they are the ones who actually do that. As soon as the call is received that so-and-so from Punch, Rajouri, Samba district, there are multiple names of these routes, they are going to infiltrate during so-and-so week. This is conveyed to the people in Kashmir. They then give a call to our special forces units, who then cross the border in the night. They go there and they lie in ambush. As soon as these terrorists come close to the border, these people immediately fire and eliminate them.
And there is this question, when there is so much armies deployed and still the attack is happened, how come?
So like I said, the Pakistani army and the Pakistani ISI send 100 such teams every week, every month. And our intelligence and our special forces keep on stopping them.
Okay.
It is like, water is flowing. How will you stop the water?
Okay.
Some water will pass through. But this specific attack, there are some details which the public doesn't know.
Okay.
After Article 370 abrogation happened, Pakistan was under tremendous pressure. Why? Because Kashmir development started happening. Tourists started going. Lakhs and lakhs of tourists are going to Kashmir. Pakistan wants to keep Kashmir burning.
Okay.
But, like you also questioned, there is a powerful army presence in Kashmir. Pakistan was struggling to find an answer. How do we do this? Because if they send terrorists, normal terrorists, they will be immediately identified, tracked and shot. Pakistan decided to do something very daring. They sent their own commandos.
Okay.
And why could they send these commandos only now? You can ask, they could have sent many years ago.
Yeah.
The Afghanistan war, it ended in 2021. These ex-SSG commandos, SSG is their elite commandos, they were operating in Afghanistan. They were fighting against America. As soon as America left, all of those terrorists, all of those resources which Pakistan had spent on Afghanistan, they redirected it and moved to Kashmir.
Okay.
And that is the genesis of this, the resistance front. The people who claimed that they have done this attack, they are Lashkar-e-Toiba, renamed, but they are filled with elite soldiers of Pakistan. And that is why they quickly came, they attacked and they went back.
Okay.
But then another question is there, when, like you said, there are so many army deployed, why couldn't they find them?
Yes.
So the army primarily is deployed in Gulmarg,
Okay.
in Srinagar, in Pahalgam town.
Okay.
Now this was not Pahalgam town. This was a small picnic spot
Okay.
which was 10 kilometers away from Pahalgam and you have to reach it via pony.
Oh.
So they chose this place very strategically because they were there, they were hunting, they were doing reconnaissance, like you would have known that in 2008 Mumbai attack, David Headley did reconnaissance. The terrorists have to keep searching for a loophole, a chink in the armor of the army where they can attack. And this is the perfect spot where they found that there was no army deployed and there was no J&K police also. And this is a failure which the army, the intelligence have to accept. Why would you leave even one place unguarded?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is, I would say, is very difficult, but we have to do that. But right now, what options do the Prime Minister have? Because as I said, Pakistan keeps on sending these troops, these terrorists, these ex-SSG commandos. They are sent every month because Pakistan believes that they will bleed India by 1,000 cuts. So how do we solve this? We have done a surgical strike. We have done Balakot, but they don't stop. That is where I wrote 10 years ago about abrogation of the Indus Water Treaty.
Okay.
The only way to stop Pakistan is to stop their water.
Okay. Will that happen? Like stopping the Indus Treaty is the biggest assert for us, or something bigger than that we can do?
So the thing with stopping is you cannot stop an entire river. You have seen our own rivers.
Exactly.
Nobody can stop them. But during the Indus Water Treaty, India was not allowed to build any storage capacity on the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. We could only build run-of-the-river projects for generating limited amounts of hydroelectricity. But right now, because India has suspended the Indus Water Treaty, what we can do is we can build storage capacities there. However, there are challenges. The Kashmir Valley and the mountains surrounding it, the Pir Panjal range, it is extremely tough to build massive dams there. How will you take so much of cement, concrete? Where will the storage be? Because Kashmir is a small valley. If you build storage, whenever you build a massive dam, as we all know, the upside of the river gets flooded. The villages have to be moved, and the entire villages, where will they be moved? Because Kashmir is a small valley. Also, how will you redirect that water? Because there is a huge, in Himalayas, you cannot construct a massive canal. Right. Maybe Indus can be connected to Jhelum. Jhelum can be connected to Chenab.
Okay.
However, it will take billions and billions of dollars. It will take years and years. But I believe that Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah have the will to do this.
Okay.
And all of the Indians, we are so hurt and devastated by this attack that we will leave no stone unturned to build these facilities. We might not be able to stop water for more than 5 days.
Yeah.
Not more than a week, but even that is enough. Imagine in peak summer in India we struggle for water.
Of course,
And
yes.
Pakistan's entire water supply is the Indus Jhelum Chenab river system. Even if we stop it for 7 days in the month of May and June, and in monsoon if we decide to release it.
Okay. I was about to ask
Yes.
how long will they stop it? I mean, how can they survive?
So they can obviously survive through, they have river systems in coming from Afghanistan. It is not a lot, and they have their own reservoirs. Because remember this, we can stop water for 7 days, but the 8th day we'll have to release.
Okay.
So let us say we can do some damage to them, but in the monsoon, when already Pakistan, if you know, it got flooded many times, at that time if we release water,
Okay.
it can cause untold chaos.
Okay. Like floods or
Like floods, something like floods, and Pakistan doesn't have the economy to stop it. Now you might say this is a very inhuman act,
Okay.
but what is the alternative? In case the Indian Army, Air Force cross the border and attack, there is a chance of a nuclear retaliation.
Okay.
Now, if there is a nuclear retaliation, where will Pakistan attack? They will not attack Delhi.
Okay.
They will attack the economic centers of India. They will attack Gachibowli,
Like okay.
high-tech city. They will attack electronic city Bangalore. They will attack Bombay. Because all of our economy, why is India a $5 trillion economy? Because of Hyderabad, because of Bangalore, because of Bombay. And if these economic nerve centers are taken out, what will our country do?
Okay.
We will go back to being a farmer economy. So that is why I believe that while we might think that Indian Army, Indian Air Force should cross the border and start a war,
Okay.
Pakistan is a mad
Country. I mean, what is the only option do we have? I mean,
No, but let us say they attack nuclear. Where will we drop our nuclear weapons? Do they have anything?
No.
Do they have any Infosys? Do they have any TCS, Microsoft, Google? Nothing is there.
Yeah.
Even if we drop a nuclear weapon, they'll be like, okay, fine, we are anyways poor.
Okay.
So like I say, it is like a monkey with a grenade. Pakistan is a monkey with a grenade, and we are a proper sane human being. There is no reason for us to go and take the risk of getting our economic nerve centers destroyed.
Okay.
I believe using the Indus Water Treaty abrogation, building up storage capacity for even 1 week or 2 weeks is enough to do devastating damage to Pakistan. And then there is the third option.
What is?
The third option, as we would have all known, is how did United States find Osama bin Laden? It was a 10-year-long operation.
Yes.
So I'll give you some background about the research and analysis wing.
Sure.
Many years ago, when the Khalistanis were controlling Punjab, parts of Punjab, there were bomb blasts happening in Punjab, in Kashmir, in parts of India. The research and analysis wing, they formed 2 teams,
Okay.
SIT-X and SIT-J.
X and J.
Counterintelligence Team X, Counterintelligence Team J.
Okay.
Whenever there was an attack in India, they did an equivalent attack in Pakistan. Whenever Indian Hindus were killed, they were killing Pakistanis.
Oh.
Pakistani government was shocked. They were panicking, what do we do? If an Indian army soldier was assassinated, Pakistani soldier was assassinated.
Okay.
But then the question is, if we had this capability, where did it go? Unfortunately, in the 90s, we had a series of coalition governments.
Okay.
IK Gujral decided that we do not need a foreign intelligence agency. For whatever reason, he had his reasons. Unfortunately, he cut down the budget of RAW.
Okay.
And he told them, pack off all of your operations in Pakistan, we do not need this. They protested, they said, now RAW cannot come in public and tell you all of this.
Okay.
There is no proof that this happened. The evidence is, within 2 years, Kargil happened.
Okay.
And the public asked the same question which they asked today. Why was there an intelligence failure?
Okay.
And the answer lies in what IK Gujral did. He finished off the capabilities of RAW. He finished off the capabilities of Intelligence Bureau. And we suffered Kargil.
Oh.
And Pakistan did not stop there. in 2004, 2006, 2008, they attacked Bombay, they attacked Hyderabad, they attacked Pune. Every city a bomb blast was happening.
Yes.
And it was all a result of our lacking our foreign intelligence capability. Thankfully, in 2014, Narendra Modi appointed Ajit Doval as the National Security Advisor. And Ajit Doval, sir, has incredible experience in Pakistan. 30 years he was behind enemy lines, living as a true deep state agent. Imagine the amount of experience he had. Immediately in 2014, he declared the objective, I will rebuild RAW. Prime Minister Modi said, whatever resources you want, whatever funds you want, whatever budget you want, you take it.
Okay.
And within 5 years, he rebuilt it. And we all know what happened, the story of the unknown gunmen. India has eliminated 14 of the most wanted terrorists of India, which were on the list. The Kandahar hijacker was killed. Kashmiri terrorists who attacked in 1994 were killed today. So I urge the Indian public to have patience and to understand clandestine operations do not happen overnight.
Okay.
It takes years to cultivate assets, like I said. Maybe in 1970s the assets were cultivated.
Okay.
I.K. Gujral said, please shut them down. You have to again cultivate those assets, which Ajit Doval has done. Now RAW has agents in Rawalpindi, in Islamabad, in Peshawar, in Quetta and in Karachi. They are waiting, they are watching, and as soon as they find who is the perpetrators, who are the handlers, they will be assassinated.
Okay.
So the research and analysis wing, like I said, they have agents, they have spies who have infiltrated. They are called sleeper cells.
Okay.
They are there in Rawalpindi, they are there in Quetta, Peshawar, Islamabad, Balakot, Lahore. They wait and they watch. Just like these terrorists, they killed our innocent 26 civilians. They waited, they watched, they saw a gap in Indian security and then they did that.
Okay.
The same thing we will do. Let it be 1 month, let it be 1 year, let it be 5 years. We have to be patient, we have to wait and watch. These handlers will be killed. And this is something which we have seen Israel doing.
Okay.
The Israeli intelligence agency Mossad, their premier special forces unit Sayeret Matkal, they went deep inside Iran and they assassinated their leaders. They went inside Iraq, they assassinated Irani Revolutionary Guard leaders. Israel has the capacity and RAW has the capacity to do that. Imagine the United States Army, their premium unit, the Delta Force, they came from Afghanistan in the night, went to Abbottabad, they found the founder of Al-Qaeda and they killed him and went back and nobody knew. That is the third option which Prime Minister Modi has.
Okay.
When diplomacy doesn't work, when you cannot cross the border for provoking a nuclear war. And why should we provoke a war when our economy is 100 times bigger than Pakistan?
Okay.
Any war happens, we have to lose. We will go back. Do we want to fight China or do we want to stay ahead of Pakistan? So I believe the third option, like CIA says, tetra optio, is the third option where we do clandestine operations deep within Pakistan. We go, we find these perpetrators, we wait and watch, wait for an option where they stop their security. Incidentally, Pakistani army is protecting these terrorists, giving them 24/7 security because they know RAW is finding them.
Okay.
And now it has become even more tougher.
Yeah, but then they are prepared for this, right? I mean,
they are prepared. That is why I said we have to wait, we have to watch. Like, when will there be a opportunity for us to strike and we strike there?
Okay.
The thing is that Pakistani army has realized that India has this third option. They have realized that we are assassinating these terrorists,
Okay.
and they have hidden these people. These Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists have been hidden in Rawalpindi inside bunkers for the fear of the Indian army and the RAW.
Okay.
And because of this, we have an issue that we have to wait and we have to watch and then we have to strike. Also, Pakistani army is now very careful. They have deployed on their borders multiple battalions because they know that Indian special forces will infiltrate, they will go behind enemy lines and they will do these surgical strikes.
Okay.
The advantage of doing a surgical strike with using special forces is that Indian government will say we never did it, and Pakistan will not accept that. It's a ego issue for them.
Okay.
So Indian special forces go behind enemy lines, they assassinate these terrorists and they come back. Pakistan will tell their public, no, nothing has happened. And Indian, like Amit Shah said, we don't know what has happened.
Okay.
This is something which we have been doing, and this is the reason why 99 out of 100 intelligence has stopped these attacks.
Okay.
Like I said in the beginning of the interview, do you think Pakistan would wait 5 years before doing that? Exactly. They have been trying non-stop. Every day they attack at this wall of line of control. Every day they try to come and assassinate Indian soldiers or tourists. But it is due to our intelligence agencies and due to our para-special commandos, Garud, Marcos and few units which work directly with RAW, that they keep on stopping this again and again and again. And the mistake in the security grid which happened, be rest assured that the Indian RAW and the special forces will deliver the strike deep inside Pakistan. The day when it comes, Pakistan will know.
Okay, and they said if there is no water, we'll let the blood flow.
Yes, that is something which they can say. I mean, let us say we stop the water. What will Pakistan do? To destroy the dam, they will have to cross the border.
Okay.
And do you think the piddly Pakistani army can take on the entire might of the Indian army?
No, not at all.
The Indian army is 1.4 million strong. We have got Rafale, we have got artillery guns, we have T-90 Bhishma, and we can destroy any attack on India within seconds.
Okay.
As soon as they cross the line of control, they will be obliterated. So there is no way they can touch the dams. And let us say that we expect that attack. Do you think we will leave the dam unguarded?
No.
We will deploy S-400, we will deploy ballistic missile defense, we will deploy our special forces to guard that. Even to touch, even to come near the dam, Pakistan will have to lose half of their army. So I do not see any way that Pakistan can keep on saying whatever they want. The truth is 1971, we destroyed Pakistan, we cut them in half, we liberated East Pakistan.
Okay.
And that is the last. And in Kargil, without crossing the line of control, we took back all of the mountains. That is a testament to the power of the Indian army. And with the leadership we have of Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and Ajit Doval, there is no way that if Indus Water we decide to build the dams, there is no way Pakistan can stop. The only solution for them is to stop supporting cross-border terrorism, to give the Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists to India, and to accept friendship with India by stopping all sorts of terrorism.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can stop water for 7 days, we can flood during monsoons, and the RAW can do these terrorist strikes within Pakistan. Whatever Pakistan can do, we can do 10 times better.
Okay. And were there incidents like this Pahalgam incident before, and how did the government prevented everything?
So like I said, every time they try to do a Pahalgam, they send their tourists, they send their terrorists to cross the border.
Okay.
Let us say 100 times they have sent their army, like I said, commandos who are acting like terrorists. 50 of them cannot cross the border because the Indian army is stopping them. Rest of the 50 times they try to cross under the tunnels or they try to find where there are gaps in the fences.
Okay.
But out of these 50, 49 of them are stopped because Indian special forces are already there right now in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. They know that these people are coming and then they stop them. It is only 1 out of those 100 which crosses.
Okay.
That is something which is human. Mistakes can happen. We are trying our best. Finally, the special forces are also humans. The intelligence is also humans. But for that one mistake, our reply will be 100 times more strong.
Okay. And after all these incidents, army got free hand to do whatever army wants.
Yes. But the beauty of, I would say, the Narendra Modi government is that they gave all the freedom in 2016 also.
Okay.
And that is the first time officially we did the surgical strikes. Like I can say, of course, it cannot be proven. Para-SF has been conducting surgical strikes across the border since 30 years. How can you stop 99 out of 100 attacks like I described to you? It was the first official surgical strike which happened because we wanted to send a message to Pakistani army. We are now acknowledging this. Because even after Kargil, it is a story. We cannot prove this. Captain Saurabh Kalia was captured by Pakistan and he was tortured. He was brutally tortured. I cannot even describe how they tortured him. To take revenge, the para special forces went across the border. They found the people who did this torture. They didn't choose any random Pakistani soldier. They found the people who tortured them and they brutally killed them. And they sent them a message, for every Indian soldier you kill, we will kill 10 more. And since then, I mean, if you think about last 30 years, I cannot count how many thousands of times we have stopped Pakistan from crossing the border and from doing this. The public only knows of the times they succeeded.
Okay.
Let us say, you know, you are trying for IIT JEE. You can try 100 times. You will fail maybe 99. But maybe one time when you succeed, you will say, I cleared IIT JEE.
Yes.
It's like Pakistan trying to cross. I would say it is like trying to crack IIT JEE, UPSC, everything.
Okay.
It is that difficult because of our, even then one or twice they succeed. But when they succeed, we give a very powerful reply. We have seen in Balakot, we have seen in Uri, we have seen in Myanmar also, we had done a strike in 2015. So this is a new India. This new India doesn't stop. This new India doesn't say, I will forgive you. This new India says, I will not attack you, but if you attack, my answer will be deadly.
Okay, and what are the things we can take from Balakot? I mean, we can learn and...
So, during Balakot, our Indian Air Force did not have the 36 Rafale fighter jets which we have. Rafale fighter jets are 4.5 generation fighter jets which are armed with beyond visual range missiles such as Scalp and Meteor.
Okay.
If you would have, if we all know that Abhinandan was captured, his MiG-21 was fired at. The thing back then was, Pakistan has F-16 and they have Chinese jets also. They have missiles, AMRAAMs they are called, which have a higher range than Indian missiles. Back there during Balakot skirmish, we did not have the Meteor and the Scalp. Indian DRDO and HAL have also made Astra 1 and Astra 2.
Okay.
Now these missiles have a range of 70 kilometers. Right now, if the Indian Air Force wants, without crossing the line of control, they can hit anywhere inside Pakistan up to a distance of 70 kilometers. So this time, I do not think that Pakistan, in case a skirmish happens, there is no way they can take down any of our Indian plane.
Okay.
So we go to line of control, we fire our missiles, we take down terrorist camps, we come back. And in case Pakistan tries to cross the line of control, we have our second Brahmastra. It's called S-400.
Okay.
S-400 is a Russian air defense system which is so deadly that in the current Ukraine-Russia war, America refuses to give their fighter jets to Ukraine because S-400. And India has 5 of those systems which we have deployed, one on the line of control, one against China and one in Punjab. And the locations of the rest too we don't know. So I would say in the last 5 years, the government has strengthened the military defense capacity in an infinite way, I would say. Because if you are not crossing the border and you are punishing Pakistan, what will Pakistan do? They cannot cross the border. In case they try to fire, we have beyond visual range missiles, we can take them down. We have T-90 Bhishmas, which can cross the border in case of a mechanized, in case of an assault attack. Okay. The armored goes first, they are followed by the mechanized infantry. The artillery is giving support. We can take Lahore within hours. That is the capability of our forces. Okay. So I do not see any way that Pakistan, they can keep on claiming on news channels, we will do this, we will do that. And they keep on claiming Abhinandan's incident. We did a mistake, we have learned from that mistake, it will not happen again. Okay. Has Pakistan learned from their mistake of 1971? No. 93,000 Pakistani soldiers were captured by India. Okay. That is the greatest loss Pakistan has suffered. Do they have a response for that? They keep saying tea is very sweet, tea is very sweet, Abhinandan Singh, but 9 out of 10 times we have crushed Pakistan. In Siachen they lost, in Kargil they lost, 47, 65, 71 they have lost. But they will say the tea was very sweet. Because they have nothing else to say. And I accept that was a mistake, but I am telling you with Rafale, with Scalp, Meteor, Astra 1, Astra 2 and with S-400, right now we have a foolproof security. There is no way Pakistan can even touch a hair of India.
Okay, and what will happen to POK?
So the thing with Pakistan occupied Kashmir is a lot of statements from politicians keep on coming that we will take over that. Yeah. But as a foreign policy expert and as a defense expert, I do not see any value in taking Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The first thing is if you take Pakistan occupied Kashmir, you will have to take Gilgit-Baltistan, then we will have border with Afghanistan. Okay. And why would we want a border with Afghanistan? Afghanistan is the country which has defeated Soviet Russia, they have defeated America. they will keep fighting. It is always better to have a buffer zone between Afghanistan and India.
Okay.
That is point number one. Point number two, even if we want to take Pakistan occupied Kashmir, it will risk a nuclear war. Pakistan will say India has invaded our area. We have a right to respond. We have a right to retaliate. They can escalate up to nuclear war. I do not see a reason why we should do that. And the third reason, what we have seen in the Russia-Ukraine war, Russia, the world's second largest army, cannot crush Ukraine.
Yes.
Because the defender has a 10-1 advantage. If you want to destroy, you have to have 10 times more army, 10 times more tanks, missiles, and you have to spend $10 trillion.
Okay.
Because otherwise you will have unfathomable casualties. I do not see a reason for us to cross the border, go to take Pakistan occupied Kashmir. What is there in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is not there in Kashmir? Minerals, resources, everything we have.
Okay.
So what we can do is use drones. Drones can go and strike. We can use our Rafale. We can punish them. Any terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan occupied Kashmir can be destroyed without crossing the border. Okay. We have got Pinaka, we have got Smarch, we have got drones. Right now, I believe drone warfare has revolutionized warfare.
Okay.
There is a small UAV, you mount a mortar on it, it flies, radar cannot find it, it will go and drop the mortar on the enemy location.
Okay.
That is what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. There is no way you need to cross the border also. Wherever you find an enemy location, enemy bunker, you send a drone mounted with a grenade, a mortar, a dumb bomb. A dumb bomb is something which is not precision munition. It goes, the drone goes and then explodes there.
Okay.
I do not see any reason for us to cross the border. Because we have to look at strategic objectives. What is our objective? How can we achieve it with minimum damage to us?
Okay.
We do not want our economy, a 5 trillion economy, to be damaged. We do not want our soldiers to die needlessly, but we want to give a punishing response to Pakistan.
Okay.
And we can do that without taking Pakistan occupied Kashmir, just by building up the dams and by, like I said, the covered clandestine operations.
And it might take 6 months or 7 months for us.
We do not know. Like I said, like if you know, I want to do any attack, I have to wait and watch when you have stopped guarding yourself.
Okay.
One day or the other, there will be a gap in your, like the same thing which they did in Pahalgam.
Exactly.
They waited, they watched for 5 years, they kept on trying. Once they succeeded. Similarly, we have to do the same thing.
Okay.
But like I said, the jungles are so dense. It is very difficult for us to penetrate those jungles. However, I had written an article. I had given a suggestion. Of course, the people in the army also would have given a suggestion. There is a technology called foliage penetration radar.
Okay.
This is a radar which is mounted on a drone. It flies over the jungles and it can see through the jungle where is the terrorist. However, the DRDO refused and said that we will make this at half the cost, we will give you tomorrow, whatever they said. But India did not sign the deal with Elbit, Israeli company Elbit.
Okay.
They can give you this technology. DRDO said we will make it. It has been 9 years since Indian army requested for the foliage penetration radars. Okay. Where is the radar? And if the radar is there, why are the terrorists not captured? If we had done this 9 years back, I had written 9 years back, please stop Indus Water Treaty. Because if you stop in 2016, today we would have the dams. Today we could punish Pakistan. We are running 9 to 10 years behind schedule.
Okay.
Again, the DRDO has struggled with HAL to give us a Tejas fighter jet. The Tejas Mk1, Mk2 were designed in 1984. Okay. It is 2024 and Indian Air Force is still struggling. So I believe a huge overhaul is required in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, in the DRDO, in ordnance factories, because we need these technologies, we need this today. The Indian public awakens every 5 years when something like this happens. When Galwan happened, they started questioning. I am questioning every day. Even when the public forgets, I write articles, I ask the government, why are we delaying in this?
Okay.
If we had foliage penetration radars, we would have caught these terrorists before Pahalgam happened. We would have caught Riyasi attackers. We would have caught Pathankot attackers. Every single time they attack, they go back and they hide in the jungles. Why don't we have this technology? Okay. So I really urge the government to immediately procure foliage penetration radars, immediately procure the UAVs, the weaponized UAVs which can drop mortars across the border and to take action. Of course, since I'm a civilian and I do not have primary sources, I can only read about this when it happens.
Okay.
Maybe the government has already procured foliage penetration radars. Maybe they have already equipped the defense forces with that. And maybe as we speak, special forces are conducting surgical strikes across the border, which we do not know of, which the government doesn't need to acknowledge.
Okay.
So I believe I have explained about the capabilities. I have explained about what if scenarios and what all options do we have.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.